Hello, my name is Catherine Gerard, and I'm from the Maxwell School at Syracuse University. At the Maxwell School, I am a professor in the Department of Public Administration and International Affairs, where I teach courses in leadership, human resources management, conflict in organizations, as well as a conflict analysis course. I'm also director of a research center that's devoted to the exploration of conflict and collaboration. I'm really a pracademic. I originally came out of government, and a pracademic, of course, is someone who combines practice and academic work. I do some research. If you Google me, you'll find that I've written on collaborative skills for public sector managers, as well as conflict and leadership. I do a lot of practice work. I have leadership training programs for large NGOs, including Oxfam, Greenpeace, and others. I work with managers at various levels of government, and I have been able to go to a number of countries. I'm really privileged to be able to travel abroad, to Belize, to the Middle East, to Africa, and to do some work in building conflict management practices and skills. So I am delighted to be able to teach this course. This is I think, a wonderful course. It's a course on managerial leadership, and it's specifically designed for leaders in the public sector, and by that I mean government and the nonprofit. It's also quite useful for people in the private sector who want to work in government or who want to understand the public sector more specifically. It's called managerial leadership because leaders are also managers, and managers exercise leadership. So we are not looking at political leaders, great man theory of leadership. We're going to be looking at a lot of the concrete concepts and skills that leaders need to know. So the course is really designed, first of all, to build a better understanding of leadership theories and how those theories underlie practice. And you may be wondering, why do I think that's important for people who are mid-career executive professionals? Well, it's because most of you have been leading for many years. In fact, you know how to lead. So I'm not teaching you leadership, but I do suspect that most of you have not had the time or maybe even the education in leadership. And so you may not know why you do what you do, or in fact that there are other options that you might want to explore. So thinking about leadership theories is very important. The second objective is to get you thinking about skills and to get you thinking about who you are as a leader. So you'll notice that there are a number of self-assessments in the course that will give you a better sense of who you are and why you do what you do. The third objective really is about analysis. The hope is that by the end of the course, you not only have the ability to analyze yourself, but you have the ability to analyze leaders, to say what are they doing and why are they doing it, and is this congruent with some basic leadership theories, or are there options that they ought to be thinking about? Of course, there will be a number of assignments in the course, but they're very much tied to this objective of analysis. So you'll notice that the papers are application papers. They're not theoretical. They're going to ask you to describe things that you have done as a leader, and then to analyze, to evaluate what you've done against leadership theories. You may conclude that you're fabulous and that the theories have nothing to tell you about leadership, but I suspect that you'll conclude that there are things that you could have done differently had you known about some of these new leadership concepts and theories. So I look forward to the course. You'll enjoy it. It's dynamic, it's personal, and I think at the end of it, you'll feel that you have gained a number of new concepts and new tools that in fact will increase your effectiveness.